For a guy who he doesn't believe, I mean, what else would you need?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I love that scene with the chicken walking too. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, and that wasn't even in the cut, right? That was in the director's cut. And it's like Mary Poppins. They say that the adults never remember after a day. I don't know, all the magic. I just watched Mary Poppins Returns, but it's a weird combo. But he immediately is just calling this guy a shyster.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, Ray. Like, what do you want?
Your bed was levitating.
You saw it. You saw the Elvis floating across the. It's like, I don't know what else you would. I mean, what else you would need to know to see to have your place believe it's being haunted. I mean, certain things that could be like, okay, I get it, but it's like this would be like a 15-man operation to happen. Like,
that's a good racket, though. I would love. I mean, you can make a lot of money on that. Just go have someone tear up a house.
You kidding me? I'd be living so fat. Oh,
come back.
I'd have 12 podcasts.
I love that he's not trying to help people. I love that he's trying to make money.
Yeah. And he's just doing it, and then obviously he doesn't care about his house.
Yeah, his half-finished house.
I love the house. I love the scene where he just like climbs up onto the roof and he starts cutting the roof so he can fire wood.
Yeah.
and the shower scene, that's great. He just has like two tarps or like a couple of tarps covering the shower, so that's how he showers every morning.
I like his flashbacks of him playing basketball. He and Teen Wolf, man, he loves playing basketball. Michael J. Fox.
He was dynamite in Teen Wolf playing that basketball. He did a somersault.
Yeah. And he loved that wig. Remember Peter Jackson said that Michael J. Fox loved his long hair wig?
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah,
he was like, man, he loved that thing.
He never gets to have long hair in his movies.
Yeah, you're right. And so, but I don't know. I like how they built that. And then he sees on the head of Ray. I love that scene though. He's like, what's with the number? Like, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's a great little introduction to like something is not right here.
And then poor Ray gets his heart squished.
Yeah, at the age of 28, isn't that what he says? Yeah. I was like, he looks like about 35. Turns like he was 35. But.
City miles. But I don't know. He also got hit in the head with a frying pan, Ray. Maybe you forgot.
That's a good point. I forgot about that part, yeah. And he's just like, there's a perfectly good and reasonable explanation for all this.
And then also, it turns out that Cyrus and Stewart have been working for Fox for 5 years. How come it's the ghosts? We've done 5 years of service.
And how come this has never come up before?
Yeah.
Like the Grim Reaper. Yeah, I thought the same thing too. Like, why is this just now happening? Because obviously he's been able to communicate with ghosts for a number of years, ever since his wife died.
There's been about 25 kills, right? Since he killed 12, right? And then he's at 37. Remember. So about 15 kills in between.
And then she's like, wake up number 38. No, 38 was the last one.
Oh, got it.
That would have been her. Case.
Oh!
It's all coming together now.
That's right. So, I don't know. But 5 years and they've been working together. So he can't really fleece anybody else in this town, can he?
Yeah, then that's got to be a really stupid town. That's got. I mean, the people that live there. I mean, I'm not knocking them or anything, even though they don't exist.
Ghost hunters would be everywhere.
I would think. I mean, that would be a great racket. I mean, in reality, he would probably have to move from town to town like all the time and whatnot. But I mean, of course, because you would know, oh my God, who's going to be haunted next? And it's like, yeah.
And Michael J. Fox shows up.
You're like, oh God, darn.
And so what did you think about Judge in this movie?
I love Judge, man. John Astin.
Yeah.
He's great. I love how he's still killing it, too. He's an amazing actor. I mean, all the way back to Gomez.
Yeah.
But, no, he was great. You don't even recognize him because he had 5 hours of makeup applied to him every day. They had the jawbone hanging off.
Nuts.
I love how I like how he added like a nice, almost like an alive touch to the dead where he's like, haunting is a young man's game, young ghost's game. You've
been saying that for years.
Yeah.
And I like that he also established something very important when he comes in shooting when you first meet him and he hits Stewart's cheek. And ghosts can kill ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts can kill ghosts, but humans can't kill ghosts.
That's interesting.
They can cause damage, but not permanent damage. Because remember when he sprays Stewart in the face with the bug repellent, and it's like he's got acid in his face, but then he comes back, and also Stewart gets sucked through the engine of the car, cuts him up into any bits, but then spits him out as a whole ghost in the tailpipe.
And Michael J. Fox gets smushed a lot by the cars.
Yeah.
The scene.
But then that scene was kind of interesting, too, because it's like, well, they would always be dodging cars. Because then also, the Grim Reaper is about ready to slam into Michael J. Fox and then takes the truck, hits him, and now he's off. But why couldn't he just kind of jump off the truck and then fly back down?
Plot.
See?
I like that. The scene where he first pops out his scythe.
Yeah.
That's gangster.
And it's like the whole screen shakes.
I'd be helpless if I'd be like, I'm dead. But I like, also, Astin, he shot a ton of stuff that got cut out of this movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see why they would do that, because it would get kind of old really quick.
Yeah.
He had this way of talking.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's only so much you can do with that. I mean, although
Mummy loving.
Shy McBride, you know, he had some great improv, but there's only so much of that you can take. You can only hear so much 70s jive before it just gets ridiculous.
And he said, you know what's funny? He's like, I hated the script when I first read it. He's like, the only way I'll do this movie is if the only way I'll do this movie is if I can write my own lines. Because he hated the script. It must have been very stereotypical, because he's like, I'm not doing this. But then he watched Heavenly Creatures and he really liked it.
I mean, Shy McBride, I mean, he generally plays a lot more like like a big character who has a lot of great, like, knowledge to give.
Yeah, like gravitas. Yeah, and then also, John Astin, Rick Baker did his makeup. I don't know if you know that, the famous Rick Baker.
The B from KNB.
But he, couldn't put it on every day. He just came up with the design. Mm-hmm. So someone else was there by, on his behest, setting it up.
Putting it on there, yeah.
But that's kind of cool that Rick Baker did the judge. I mean, this movie had some big names on it. I mean, Zemeckis, Jackson, Rick Baker, big names.
And you had the cinematographers, which were mainly known for TV movies at the time, except for Alan Bollinger, who did Heavenly Creatures and a lot of other, and then went on to do more of Peter Jackson's films.
Yeah, they lost their DP halfway through this.
Yeah, I forget. He talks about that in the beginning.
Busted up his foot.
There we go.
So, all right, so how about this? Let's take a break and let's go hurt our ankles. And let's let them heal. And when we come back, we'll talk more Frighteners.
Love it.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. Our ankles are fine. Took a while, but we're good, right? We're ready to do some running scenes?
Yeah.
Do our own stunts?
It was about like 5 pounds of ice. Good thing you're having frozen vegetables for dinner tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thawing out right now on my ankle. So what I do want to talk about, another thing I love about Dammers are the black contact lenses he wore.
Yeah, he wanted to look like a shark.
Yeah, I feel like that his eyes didn't look like that when he started with the government years ago. Like, he has just been broken by them.
He looks like, he definitely has been, his whole character has been destroyed throughout the years of working as an undercover agent in these different cults. I would think just about anybody would be.
Yeah, you're right.
He did a great job of really reading into the character and how he would actually become. If he had, I guess he would, going straight would be the correct term.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Because he's no longer working in the cults, so then wouldn't it be he went straight, or would it be he went back to working as a cop?
Yeah, maybe they just gave him a break, right? So they're we're taking you out of there.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that he's still able to function as a human being shows that must have been a pretty strong personality. And I kind of loved his little metal chest plate that he wore in this film, Dammers.
He permanently wore a metal chest plate.
Remember when he opens it up, he's like, I have a chest plate. You can't get into my heart.
Oh,
Remember that? He thought he could get in there. And then I also like how he becomes just such an annoyance. So at the end, they're trying to, they get Jake Busey into the urn. I'm just going to call him Jake Busey. They get him into the urn. They're going to drop him off at Holy Place inside the church
He just throws it out.
Yeah, and he just takes it and throws it.
I'll show you once and for all. It's all in your head. No,
you idiot! But that's the second time that Jake Busey got some pretty good mulligans.
The church was pretty held together for a dilapidated building.
Yeah, it was really nice. The elevator still worked.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't make them like they used to. I like also when Michael J. Fox gets the upper hand on Busey, starts kicking his ass, and then he gets woken. The big blob drops into the. He has Jake Busey on the run. And he turns him into a blob with the machine guns after he kills Arlie Ermy actually with the scythe. But then he throws his face on the thing. He's like, how's it going? And then it sneaks away, it blobs away. Then he has to fight the blob man, and he's going to kill it. And then he gets woken up because she put him in the freezer with the pill. Or what he intentionally killed himself, and then she was going to thaw him back up because I think it was like 30 minutes or something. Yeah. If you were frozen for longer than that amount of time, you would have been permanently dead. So she brought him back out after a certain amount of time. Busey got lucky in this movie. He's about to get killed, and then he gets the urn thrown out. It was as lucky as Roadhouse 2. Wait, he was in Roadhouse 2. Was he the villain? Was he? I thought he was like the Patrick Swayze character. No, wait. No, there's another guy who was the Patrick Swayze character. The guy from that thing, Jonathan Sheck. Oh, man. That's a deep one right there. I just pulled out Jonathan Sheck. What do you think about the remake with Ronda Rousey? Did they make it?
It's going to be made, yeah.
Oh, geez Louise. Well, they've been
I
talking
don't know
about
how
that for years.
Yeah, because then she got beat. And then eventually they were like, no, we don't want to have her in the Roadhouse character. I was like, I don't know. I guess now that she's doing wrestling now, it's like she
could be back.
Yeah.
The thing is, even though
I'd be scared shitless.
Even though she got beat by Holly Holm and Amanda Nunes in back-to-back fights, she could still destroy me.
Oh, yeah. No contest. I'd be smoked.
Judo throw me and then armbar the living daylights out of me. So even though she lost, she could still be a great bouncer.
I don't know if I could run to my car fast enough.
Well, even if you were faster for the first 40, she would just catch you in the next 40.
It'd be like that scene in The Simpsons. I'll get you, Bette Midler. Remember whenever Bette Midler's chasing him down the road with the can?
I don't remember that.
That was the Krusty Gets Canceled episode. He tries to make a comeback.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, that's great. Like, Bette Midler's like picking up trash alongside the road, and they ask her to come join. They're like, okay, cool. And then some snake, I think, throws a soda can out of his car. And she picks it up, crushes it, and she's chasing him down the road. He goes, oh no, Bette Midler. And then she jumps on the side of the truck, throws the can back at him. Truck spins out of control and then falls off the cliff. He goes, I'll get you, Bette Midler. And then it blows up. Then she's like, and then back to what you kids were saying. I'd love to be on the show.
That's funny.
That's a great one.
I would love to, as a former bouncer, I would have loved to have had Ronda Rousey bouncing with me.
No, you'd be sitting there just drinking coffee.
Yeah. Well, like, it'd be great. I'd love to have her there. Yeah. Ronda take care of that. I would have to take care of her light work.
Yeah, her like, look, I'll handle your time card. There's like 7 drunk guys in the back. Why don't you just go out there and breathe on them so they're all dead?
And then another scene that's really weird in The Frighteners is the museum scene, where
which shows that in America in the 90s you could have a gunfight and it's okay.
Yeah, have a gunfight.
Completely normal for it to have a gunfight in the middle
and destroy ancient, like those ancient fossils and mummies.
He just throws the base at the cop. It's like
millions. This is priceless. So they're shooting that. Those cops are good shots because they hit the heads off of all those little rodent fossils. But why were they shooting? Because Michael J. Fox wasn't shooting.
I didn't understand that either. It's just it seemed kind of strange, almost like it was like cartoonish. Like he was trying to do a parody of what an outsider would think America would be like. Trouble's a brewing at the museum. Better pull out our guns and start shooting.
Let's shoot the artifacts.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me because I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Even like looking back. Back in the 90s, when we didn't really, there were still shootings that happened, but they weren't like prominent. But it was like, that didn't happen. Like, people didn't just go like rolling up out of nowhere and pull out 2 guns and just go, oh my gosh, looks like something's happening here. Bang, bang, bang.
I guess it's a movie trope. Have you seen The Jerk? They're shooting at the cans. They should be they're shooting at all the artifacts. They hate the artifacts.
These cans are defective.
But no, that was, and then also there's another scene where the Reaper, Jake Busey, kills Stewart. And then, remember, he stabs Stewart through the head in the joust, but then he takes his, spirit and crushes it. But later on, we see Stewart in heaven. He's quite the ladies' man. So what does that mean? Because they killed Busey? Then his spirit was freed?
I think that what it's like, they're no longer in that parallel world. Because remember, he says that you have, whenever you first see the bright light or whatever you see, which we find out with Jake Busey doesn't see the bright light, that you have only a finite amount of time to actually go up there, and then if you don't, you get that chance again on the anniversary of your death. Because remember, he says that to Ray whenever he's running. He's like, why didn't you go into the light? And he's like, I didn't know what was going on. And he's like, okay, well, 1 year from right now, you'll get your chance again. Go to the light.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so they just missed it. Maybe they just enjoy hanging out on Earth before they go up there.
Suck.
Yeah, no, they're just all gross and goopy, and they're complaining about ghost rights.
Well, that was the whole point of the Lovely Bones.
Yeah.
Remember that? Because what was it? Roger Ebert said that about the Lovely Bones was that if you're killed on Earth, best case scenario is you get to watch how it affects your family on Earth.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the movie.
That's another Peter Jackson movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent film, but it was like...
And another thing that Ebert said about this movie, he didn't like this movie, 1 out of 4 stars, but he generally hates horror movies.
He gave Silver Bullet 3. He said that, well, he thought that whenever, Silver Bullet of all, I love Silver
Busey.
Bullet.
Another Busey.
See?
We're tying everything together. Lovely Bones, Peter Jackson, Silver Bullet, Gary Busey.
Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, the Coreys, who were big stars in the 80s, as well as Michael J. Fox.
Oh.
What up?
I'm just going to say Christopher Lloyd. That has nothing to do with anything.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Jack Nicholson. Batman. Batman, Christian Bale. Christian Bale, Morgan Freeman in Batman. Morgan Freeman with Michael Caine in Batman. Michael Caine...
Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson in The Bucket List.
In The Bucket List with Renee Zellweger, who's with Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, who's with Julia Roberts in Conspiracy Theory, who is with George Clooney in Ocean's